everyone, my name is SABI, and today I will be telling you one of the stories from the 500 Jataka stories. Today's story will be the story of associating with good people. Intasamana Kotha Jataka was a monk who was difficult to teach and difficult to teach. He had a stubborn nature and refused to listen to anyone. He found a baby elephant in the forest whose mother had died, and he took the baby elephant in to raise, regardless of the dissuasion of anyone, not even his own teacher, about the danger that would befall him because of the baby elephant he had raised. During the time of the Buddha, when the rainy season was approaching, the Lord Buddha returned from his journey to teach the people to the Jetavana monastery in the city of Savatthi in the Kosala region to stay and preach the Lent. He gave a sermon to the faithful as usual. At that time, there was a monk from the Jetavana monastery who was stubborn about the disciplinary rules and was difficult to reprimand by all the senior monks. You can't hold the alms bowl like that. It's not proper. Yes, holding the edge of the alms bowl like that is very impolite, and your walking style should be more restrained. We are monks, sir. Then why? I didn't do anything to cause anyone any trouble. Why do you have to blame me for something like this? Did I say something to you? This stubbornness was tiresome and disgusting to all the senior monks. They all agreed that if the monk was still so stubborn, it would be time to report it to the Buddha. That monk is really stubborn. I warned him with good intentions, and you still accuse me of criticizing him without reason. That's right. That shouldn't have happened to you. Have you all experienced the same thing? Oh, that shouldn't have happened to you. Then let's go and report it to the Buddha. The monks agreed that they should inform the Buddha about the difficult monk. At one point, the Lord Buddha, with great compassion, considered the karma of this difficult to admonish monk. The Buddha said, "Monk, in the past you also did not listen to the advice of the wise. At that time, because you were difficult to admonish, you were destroyed by the elephant's foot in must." When the Buddha preached this sermon, the difficult to admonish monk asked him to tell about his past life. Then, with his mind still and calm in the center of his body, he listened to his karma that had occurred in the distant past. The Lord Buddha taught that monk the Indasamana Kotha Jataka at that moment. In the past, when King Brahmadatta reigned in the country of Varanasi, he ruled the city in peace and prosperity. At that time, the Bodhisattva was born into a Brahmin family. When he grew up, he left the life of a layman and became a hermit. He was the teacher of 500 hermits, seeking a pilgrimage to the Brahma world. He lived in the Himalayas, living on plants and vegetables for himself and his disciples, in order to practice the state of insight meditation for a long time. At that time, among those disciples of ascetics, there was an ascetic who was a new monk named Indasamana. This disciple was difficult, stubborn, and did not listen to anyone. One day, while the stubborn disciple of the monk went into the forest to look for fruits and roots, he happened to come across a baby elephant standing guard over the corpse of its mother. The baby elephant stood there, sad, a sight was very pitiful to all who saw it. Feeling sorry for him, Indasamana took the baby elephant back to his hermitage, where he stayed to care for and raise it. "Come, go and stay with your father, Bunting. I will take care of you myself." Because of this, from that time on, Intasamana Kotha brought the baby elephant back to raise at the hermitage. But when the hermit and the teacher found out, he tried to dissuade him from raising it. But Intasamana Kotha did not believe the warning of his teacher, who had cultivated his psychic powers until he could clearly see the future of various lives. "Oh, ascetic, did you really raise this baby elephant?" "Yes, master, I raised a baby elephant. I found it in the forest while looking for fruits. This baby elephant's mother died and I felt sorry for it, so I took it in and raised it." "Oh, ascetic, an elephant. When it grows up, it will kill its owner. Don't raise that baby elephant." "Master, I cannot abandon it. No matter what, I will raise this baby elephant." "Well, if you insist on it, then it's up to you. Someday you will know." Since then, Intasamana has been taking care of the young elephant. From a small baby elephant, the little elephant gradually grew bigger. I don't care what anyone tells me. Even if it's my teacher, I will continue to take care of you, Bunting. Come on, eat some sugar cane. I collected a lot for you. Ha ha ha. The more you count, the bigger you get, Bunting. Hee hee. As time passed, the baby elephant grew bigger until it became a young male elephant. The hermit, who was his teacher, called the stubborn student to warn him with good intentions. Oh, ascetic, listen to what I tell you. Take Bunting and release him before he kills his caretaker. Oh, teacher, why did you make such a prediction? How could I abandon it when I have raised it since I was little? I loved it like my own son, teacher, and it loves me like its own father. Even Brahma could not resist such a bad karma. The sage who was their teacher could not stop his disciple from obeying him. Therefore, he could only express his pity for the two enemies. Alas, ascetic, I have warned you. It should not have happened. As time passed, the couple grew more and more loving and concerned for each other. Itanasamanakot spent all day taking care of the elephant, constantly finding food and bathing it. He also regularly collected the elephant's dung, so he hardly practiced any asceticism. Oh, Bunting, you have grown so much bigger every day. Oh, I am so happy. Seasons passed until one year there was a tragedy everywhere. That year was so hot and dry that there was no food and no water to drink. The disciples of the hermit were worried about what was happening and came to see the hermit teacher. What should we do, teacher? This drought is so severe. If we let it go on like this, we will certainly starve to death, teacher. Because the hermit teacher meditated and practiced Dhamma regularly, he knew the karma of the world at this time. The hermit teacher therefore pointed out the way for his disciples to go find food in one direction of the forest. You all go into the forest to find food in that direction. When you have collected enough fruit, hurry back. Do not be greedy and steal food from others. Wow, the teacher is very knowledgeable. He knows that there is food in that direction. All disciples will head in the direction you have pointed. After receiving advice from the hermit, the disciples set off into the lush forest in the direction the hermit had pointed. Intasamanakotara himself also joined them. Although he did not want to leave his elephant, there was not enough food to feed the elephant, so he was forced to travel with the disciples. Intasamanakot, a young man who is difficult to teach and hard to teach. Take good care of yourself, Bunting. I will hurry there and hurry back. I will also pick lots of delicious fruits for you. The journey was difficult. All the disciples had to walk through the scorching sun for almost a whole day before reaching the other side of the forest, where there was still not enough food to eat. Oh, it's so hot, I'm going to faint. Just hold a little longer and we'll reach the side of the forest where the teacher has pointed out the way. Hurry up, everyone, so we can hurry back. In the search for food, Intamankotra had to work twice as hard as the others because he had to take responsibility for finding food for his elephant, Bunting. Ugh, my son, I'm so tired. You're as big as a mountain. This much food definitely won't be enough. I'll hurry and go gather more. I wonder if he's dizzy from hunger by now. Let's hurry up. But while the disciples were returning from the forest, the wild elephant that Intasamana had brought to raise went crazy with heat and hunger. It went on a rampage, destroying things and tearing down the pavilion until it was completely destroyed. To vent its anger, as is the nature of a wild elephant, after it had destroyed the hermitage to its heart content, the wild elephant ran to wait for Intasamana, its raiser, at the entrance to the hermitage and waited there anxiously. After waiting for a short while, the disciples who had gone out to find food returned to the hermitage. When they saw the body of Intasamana, the one who had raised it, walking from a distance, the wild elephant, which was now furious and could not control its temper, immediately ran towards him. It is truly a pity that Intamankhot had to end his life without having a chance to heed his benefactor's warning. Oh, do you miss your father that much, Bunting? Geez, look how much he loves us. I don't know why teacher thinks that Bunting can kill us. I really don't understand. Come on, Bunting. Father will feed you fruits until you are happy. But everything was not as Intamankhot thought. The wild elephant, who had now forgotten all ties to him, ran straight towards him in utter frustration. Before lunging and ramming him hard, he also stomped on him in frustration. Oh, what is this, Bunting? Don't do this to the father. This horrifying event that occurred was exactly as the teacher predicted. Intamankoth, the stubborn disciple, and the naughty elephant were both caught in a cycle of karma with no way to resolve. After repeatedly stomping on Intamankoth until he died miserably, the naughty elephant ran away into the forest in a madness, leaving the corpse of Intamankoth, who had raised it, to die a pitiful death. It is very sad that Intasamanakotra had to end his life without having the chance to take heed of his benefactor's warning. When his disciples had finished cremating Intasamanakotra, the hermit gave his disciples the following instruction. "O ascetics, one should not make friends with evil people or befriend shameless and immoral people. The sage advised one to only make friends with good people, that is, good people, so that one would not meet with disaster and die like this stubborn disciple Intasamana, who had bad karma." The Lord Buddha told the story of Intasamanakota Jataka, in which the Bodhisattva, the teacher, taught the monks that people should not be difficult to teach. Yudepana Satimo Maman should know a person who is like us in morality and should make friends with that person.